Hello friends, my name is Miss Donna, and today I'd like to read you from Still a Family by Brenda, Reeves, Sturgis, with illustrations by Joshin Lee. Still a family. Looks like that's someone's doll. Here are some signs. This says shelter for women and children. We live in the city shelter. My mom, my doll, and me. My dad lives in a different shelter down another street. But we are still a family. Shelters are places to go when people don't have homes to stay in, and usually they are separated, where women and children might be in one shelter and men are sheltered elsewhere. I sleep on a cot near my mom. Bunk beds border the walls in a large room. People snore, subways roar, buses, cars, and taxis honk. I toss and turn and try to fall asleep. I miss my quiet room, my comfy bed, and my cozy quilt. I cuddle with my doll Molly, and even though my dad isn't here to tuck me in, we are still a family. While the older kids are at school, I play. Cots make fun forts. Sometimes I don't want to come out from under the bed. I share my doll with the girl beside me. We take turns all afternoon. My new friend calls Molly Madeline. I think it's okay if my doll has two names. Looks like the family's meeting up at the park. Some days we meet my dad at the park. We slide on slides. Hide and seek is my most favorite game of all. Sometimes we stop to pet puppies or sniff the flowers. We are together and we are still a family. I love you to the moon and back, Dad says. I love you to the moon and back 2 times, I reply. Dad blows us a kiss in the air, and quick! We catch it quick. My mom, my doll, and me. Guess it's time to go home. We blow kisses back and forth until we are out of sight. And even though Dad goes one way and we go another, we are still a family. One rainy day, we fish a tattered tarp out of a trash can, and we make a lean-to. Looks like they're making a tent, a lean-to. And even though it's raining, they are sheltered from the rain. It's a nice way to spend time sometimes. My head gets wet, but I don't care. Mom finger coats my hair and then braids it. Dad hugs us both tight in that small squished space. We are together and we are still a family. My parents look for work every day and take turns taking care of me. We scrimp and save our pennies, and even though my shoes are a little snug, I don't complain too much. looks like this sign says soup kitchen. That is a place where people can go to get meals in their community. Even with that, if they don't have money, people volunteer and make food for families and people to get food. We stand in long lines that snake around the corner. Waiting such a long time to eat is hard, but I do my best to smile. And even though my belly grumbles, I share my food with my doll. She likes beef stew best of all. Days and weeks and months go by. So this family is in a shelter for a while. We celebrate holidays. Holidays are still holidays. And even though we live in different shelters, we are still a family. The child has drawn a picture of their family. And I think these are things the child has drawn a picture from. I don't think they're flying everywhere. I think that's part of the picture. We are still a family. On my birthday, Dad lights a candle on my chocolate cupcake. Make a wish, Mom says. I close my eyes tight. There's the wish. The wish says my room and a dog. Can you guess what the child is wishing for? Then I blow out my candle, share my cupcake with my doll, and smile. Because we are still a family. This is a note from the author. It is a lot of words, but I am going to read some of the words to you. In practically every city, homeless people can be found. Sometimes a few paychecks are all that separate those who have a home from those who live in a shelter. People can live in shelters from a few days to over a year, and some people live in shelters for several years. This book was conceived after an online discussion about how to explain homelessness to children. I broached the story thoughtfully and carefully to raise awareness and give children who live in shelters a voice. I wanted to tell the story through the eyes of a child and what they may hope for when their family is separated by dire circumstances. There are thousands of shelters across the country, but very few families can stay intact. That means staying together. It is difficult enough for a child to live in a shelter, and being separated from family members because of this necessity creates another level of stress. If you are a child living in a homeless shelter, I want you to know that you are not alone. People care, and this book is written for you. I hope this book touches 1 million hearts, and I hope the hearts are stirred to take a stand and make a difference. There are many ways we can all help. Consider donating items that people in shelters need, such as socks or shoes, or giving money to assist homeless people with getting birth certificates, state ID cards, and subway or bus passes to travel to job interviews. Another way to assist is by serving in a soup kitchen or starting a fundraiser. The needs of the homeless are limitless. Whatever you can do will matter, and it will help. Here is a resource list. I'm going to share it with you and hope that your parents can take a screenshot if they want to write these things down. But there is the National Alliance to End Homelessness, National Coalition for the Homeless, Coalition for the Homeless, Stand Up for Kids, Family Promise, and National Center for Family Homelessness. It is so good to know that even though there are lots of things in this world that need fixing, we can all do things to help. Friends, thank you so much for reading this book with me. Still a family. I hope you take very good care of yourselves and the people around you, and that you go do something good.